Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Streamer Talk Podcast, a podcast live on Twitch by streamers for streamers about streaming, and now live from the screening room in the palatial Studio A. This is the Streamer Talk Podcast. Hello, everybody! We're live. Yes, you hear us, you hear me. Well, right now you only hear me. But first, so yeah. A lot of new references, yeah, they're highly encouraged, and, yeah, that's phone typing. Anyways, same old disclaimer, opinions expressed in this podcast of the individuals themselves, and do not relate to anyone but those respective opinions, and are not affiliated with any streaming team in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, we're live. Hello, everybody.
Oh, hi!
Yeah, blame phone typing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was phone typing because on my laptop I have Streamer Talk Podcast, so...
Yes.
I'm logged in on my phone, so
Live.
We'll do it live!
Fuck it, we'll do it live!
Good evening, everyone.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Jeez! Okay.
Sorry, had to.
How is everybody?
Big air.
Fantastic! Sorry, Carl.
It's okay.
Oh, wait, Carl's not here! Alright, no need for me to apologize.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, he's not here. I don't have to. So I don't have to apologize to him.
Yeah, now, hi, this podcast might go a little long tonight because we've got a fuck ton of things to cover.
It's the weekend.
Yes, I'm just saying for everybody's sake, we have a literal fuck ton of things to cover.
Nice try, Magma. Nice try.
But before we get
continue.
into that, maybe we should mention something.
Oh yeah, we have our YouTube channel. Hi, go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Last week's episode was just posted, and yeah, find it there.
Yes, and basically, if you're watching this on Twitch, hello, you get to see it live, you get to call in. It's a talk radio show. If you're watching on YouTube, get your ass over to Twitch. We're live.
It's down there.
Call in.
It's down there in the description. And
give us a subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get all our notifications.
Usually they'll go up a week late, but occasionally I forget and it'll go up 2 weeks late along with the same one coming out a week late. So
yeah,
I try to do a week, but sometimes I forget.
Yeah, and boy, do we in today's show. Let's just go over this. We talk about COPPA. We're gonna get into that. We have a Friday tism. As I know RC used that kind of title for some stuff sometimes, but it's too funny not to use for this case. And
that has just been updated to now show better TTV. Log.
Yeah, so basically, Ned, we've got something about YouTube. We've got something about YouTube channels being deleted for podcast sponsors. And then we're going to talk about some Google Stadia and Steam Remote Play stuff.
Indeed.
And we're going to take your calls. We're taking your calls. And by the way, hi, what is introductions?
Introductions, it means there's at least 3 of us.
What in the blue hell is introductions?
It means at least 3 people introducing themselves. Play on. I just make it work.
Hello. Oh wait.
Anyway.
Protect.
Anyway, we're here and we're ready to do this. So let's get in to COPPA. Hi, which video do you want me to queue up first?
I say, what is this COPPA thing first?
Okay, yeah, what is this COPPA? Basically, Google and YouTube were fined $170 million for violating this U.S. law that protects children.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's something that the Federal Trade Commission takes very seriously.
Yes.
Can you explain what this law is before we get into these videos?
Basically, you can't do anything directed at children and advertise to them.
Yeah, you're not allowed to...
Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act is what it stands for.
Yes.
The entire goal is to make it so companies like Google can't absorb information from children under the age of 13 and sell it to online advertisers.
And I like to say this. Congratulations, FCC, you ruined YouTube.
Well,
I say not that YouTube was already pretty bad, but...
Listen, Google owns YouTube.
That's why Google would get fined.
And I don't know if it's gonna ruin YouTube necessarily.
Well, let's just say this. It certainly killed a shit ton of channels.
But I think the only thing you have to worry about is if you're a toy unboxing channel. If you're directly directed at kids.
Yeah, but...
If you don't mark yourself directly at kids, I think that's where you're gonna have your issues.
The thing is, though, is that the way that the Federal Trade Commission has worded this, it makes it sound like if you even have children as an audience, like not the main audience, just at all, that they make it sound like you have to mark it as made for kids.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're going to work on that to figure that out. But the way I've seen it, from what I've read, I think the main targets of this are the toy channels, the Logan Pauls, that sort of stuff that directly market to kids. And the thing is, this could have all been avoided if YouTube has actually done their shit right.
Well, it's also, you could argue the opposite way by saying in YouTube's terms of service, it says you have to have a Gmail account to sign up. Well, in Google's terms of service, it says you have to be the age of 13 to make a Gmail account.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why this would be a problem, because technically these children that are violating the COPPA Act, or making YouTube and Google violate this act, they're doing it against the terms of service.
Probably. I'm gonna say this. Probably, if they're doing this legitly, they're watching on like a parent's account. So it's the parent's Google account, but it's the child's YouTube account.
Not to mention, people are prone to lying about their age online.
And case in point, I am a parent. I have a son. He's had his YouTube account since 2013. It's the parent's responsibility to monitor what their child does. I am mod. I have his password. I log into his account, look what he's watching, and I have control over his account. So if he does something wrong in school, no YouTube. I take away his internet, because it's not YouTube's responsibility. My son likes to upload videos, plush videos, gaming, on a Switch or something like that. But I monitor it. I look at his videos before they go, before it goes live and stuff like that. It's the parent's responsibility.
And I agree.
Basically, you could just change his password. It's like, oh yeah, you lost access to your account. I'm changing your password.
Yeah, in these types of situations, though, no offense to anyone listening, but like most of these things tend to happen because parents don't like monitor their children when doing this thing. Like, just because it's a prime example, people would always blame video games like Fortnite and all them for being violent and addictive, but like it's not the kids' fault that they're sitting there playing the game. The parents need to start like taking them away, saying you can't play this if you don't do this.
You want to like the classic game that like everyone points out, like this is what's causing all the issues in our society. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
That's the game that everyone points at. Yeah, it's still a massive success.
Case in point, a lot of kids love Roblox. Not my son. He don't have it because I looked at Roblox. Oh, is in that game? You ain't playing that.
Not to mention, games like Roblox are the prime targets of this COPPA thing, because I remember Roblox is one of those like affiliated games for kids, like one of those DMCA registered games. So basically, if you play Roblox, I'm pretty sure the FTC is going to make you mark your video for kids, even if it's not targeted towards kids.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, Roblox is definitely like one of those classics, like all the young kids play this. Even probably Prop Tropica. Prop Tropica is probably another one of those.
It wouldn't shock me if Minecraft goes that way.
Like my son, he plays Minecraft. His YouTube videos that he uploads are marked for kids just to be safe. Same thing with Mario. Marked for kids just to be safe. Account.
Well, Minecraft I can see going kind of either way. I think some videos I can see going either way just based on the language alone. Like, we just say a video that's like, oh, fuck this bullshit, and
like
wow, that's fucking bullshit. Would you expect videos like that to be targeted to kids? Even if it's playing Roblox. Would you want children watching those? The answer should be no. Actually, there's no should be about it. It is no.
Yeah. There's some videos on YouTube about this, too. I think it would be cool to react to them a little bit and get our points on that. So I'm going to actually put this in staff chat high. You will see the first video, or the one video I think that we should look at. It's a game theorist's video. on this, and it's like 24 minutes. We don't have to watch the entire thing.
Well, yeah, of course not, because watching the entire 24-minute thing is definitely copyright.
Yes, and we'll pause it and we'll talk about it as it happens. Yeah, so, yeah, Lexi, I'm sorry if you got talked over. That was not intention of anybody, but what do you want to say? Lexi?
Lexi, I think your mic cable may have came unplugged.
Yeah, we're not hearing your...
I'm not hearing you at all.
Audio. Nope.
No, we don't. That would be a big negative ghostwriter.
Yeah, so in
Lexi,
the words,
I'll be back.
Well, and this is a bit of a meme, but dead motherfucking air.
And she's refreshed. And mic's unmuted.
Check 1, 2.
Hey! We hear Alexi.
I've been trying to talk for like 15 minutes here.
It happens.
R.I.P.
It happens.
Lexi.
Just relax, and let's get it. What do you want to say?
I've been trying to say is there are songs that can be considered more family friendly, but then again, how can COPPA tell the difference between being targeted towards children compared to family friendly in general? So
that's
someone's
true.
trying to market playing a Super Mario Odyssey, for example, towards the entire family, but they get demonetized to being marketed towards kids, even though they're going for the family.
Well, I don't know.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, I think YouTube ballsed it up as they usually do on a lot of things on this one.
And another question I had is, I watch wrestling figure stuff because I've always had an interest in collecting wrestling figures. As you know, Nick, I'm a wrestling fan.
Yes, I am too.
But I feel like some channels would get targeted even though they're more adult-oriented. Like, if you remember how somebody like Grimm's Toy Show was back in, like, 2013.
Yeah.
Do you want that to be seen by your kids?
Nope.
I mean, so, yet, if it's marked towards kids, I mean, and then, literally, another wrestling figure YouTuber called My Damn Toys. Even in his name, how can he be marketed towards kids?
Exactly.
I don't know.
The correct answer is no.
The correct answer is YouTube balls this up, or maybe the government made them balls it up. I don't know. But we have a video that I think we should look at.
Before we get into that, if you don't mind me mentioning, I know that there's a link to make comments about COPPA.
Hold on. Hey, I got you. As for what's up, if the sky is up. I mean, come on, what's up? It's the sky.
Thank you for the host, and yeah, the link
And
is out
Carl.
there. I can't get the link right now because I have a video full screen, but
yeah,
I'm looking for a certain capture. Where is that certain capture? There's a certain. No, that's not. That's a capture. Go.
But yeah, the link is out there. You can find it on a lot of videos and get your opinion out there too.
And if you do make your comments to the government, please, for the love of whatever sort of to worship, do not make it a meme-styled review, as that can hurt the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the government hated the Area 51 movement. Even though they knew it was a joke, they still hated it. It would not be a good idea to put it in a meme format.
Yeah.
It's so, honestly, the government is one of those so touchy areas. It's like, for me, as a pilot, there are two sections of the government that I'm really concerned about. You have the FAA, of course, because, let's be honest, it's the governing body over pilots. You would expect that. But you also have the NTSB. And when you look in... So, for the FAA, you have Title 14 of the CFRs, Code of Federal Regulations. And that's also known as FAR's Federal Aviation Regulation, where it's basically written by pilots for pilots. And it all makes sense to me. And then you go over to the NTSB 870, you're like, what the fuck is this? As it's written by lawyers, and it makes no sense. I was like, what? Why? It's like, there are some parts of the government that make a lot of sense. But there are other parts that don't make any sense at all.
Yeah. And I have a meme answer for that, but I'm just going to say it. Because fuck you, that's why.
For real.
Oh! Magma, we're in the same time zone.
We'd like it to be worded better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be better, guys.
Just like what everyone was wanting for Article 13 in the UK.
Look,
Yeah.
Article 13 was EU.
Yeah.
Okay, my
That's
apologies.
EU.
In general, though, they wanted it to be worded better. That's what we're wanting here with COPPA.
Yeah.
Or COPPA.
But it's already been the law. It's been the law, so I don't know if it can necessarily change.
I
But-
wonder why they enforce it now, because it's been along, like you said, for quite some time, but they just now started to take action.
Well, Google apparently has been having to deal with this for a while, and they've just dragged their feet. YouTube, Google, whatever you want to call it. So now, finally, the government, I believe, from what I've read, is like, okay, we have to take action now. Subgamer, this is a podcast talking about Twitch streamer issues and content creator issues and games and all sorts of stuff. It is a phone-in. We have it's like a radio show.
We like to refer to it as a radio show.
Yeah, it is a radio show. For streamers, by streamers.
About streaming.
Yes.
And now, live from the screen room in the palatial studio, this is Streamer Talk.
Yeah, let's we'll play that game theory video that we were talking about there, High. And,
ding, ding, ding. It is now on screen.
We're gonna pause this and go through it.
That
Subgamer
was rude.
That's a little bit rude. Be respectful, or you will not be allowed in. Hey, Kirk, how's it going?
Oh, Kirk just Kirk!
So, yeah, I heard somebody yelling, live from this palatial studio apartment in some mom's basement? What?
Subgamer just got yeeted.
I mean, be respectful. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
we
I mean,
are
what-
currently...
That's the only rule we have here. Just be respectful.
Yeah, one at a time, so we don't talk over each other.
Literally, the only rule we have here is be respectful. It's not that hard to follow.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I don't respect nobody. What the fuck are you talking
No.
Hey, Kirk, get out of here.
Yeah, Kirk, we're basically talking about COPPA right now.
Wait,
The
isn't that
thing
the
that-
dude from the Super Mario games? King
No,
Koopa?
that's...
That's it,
We
right?
have a video that's going to
COPPA.
explain it.
Children's Online Privacy and
So if you're-
Protection Act.
Yeah,
That
because it's
COPPA.
taking over. It's taking over YouTube, and
Oh yeah, I saw you guys posting something about that.
yeah. So basically, what right now, if you watch the stream that's in the Discord, you will see us playing the video.
Alright, so where do you have your timer set?
I'm at 20. I'm at 0.01. So.
Alright, so 0.00.
Yeah.
We have not watched this video. I think it was only out an hour ago or so.
Yes. So you're getting our raw reactions to this. So.
And a drum roll, please.
3,
a 2, a 1. Go.
Here we go, kids.
I'm on the couch.
Ooh.
The thumbnail looks like this. Or maybe even, if we're feeling spicy. So, this episode is probably going to be serious. And it is. One of the most serious ones of these couch times, these mat chats that we've had. So, let's just hop into it. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory for what could honestly be one of the last times. Because in 1 month, we're getting ourselves a new year, a new decade, and most importantly of all, a new YouTube. One that threatens to wipe out huge chunks of content and content creators that you know and love and have been watching since you were young. Especially the ones that you've been watching since you were young. And if you're a content creator on this platform right now...
Pause.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back there.
Yeah. And I think it's a weird...
And literally point out, like, from the channels they mentioned, right there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I recognize Dan TDM, the odd ones out. I say, 2 of those just instantly jumped out at me as to who they were. Like, these guys are well known. They make their living from doing YouTube. And of course, my YouTube's trying to be a butt.
Yeah, and
I was trying to go put it back to like where it was, where like all the images were.
Yeah, and honestly,
just to show them off, I'm not having that luck.
Yeah, to me, it feels like it's a little bit Chicken Little. I'm sure part of this.
I'm gonna go ahead and hide it while it does its thing because it's not wanting to load anymore.
Yeah, Discord derped on me.
What?
Discord derped on me. I'm gonna put this back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reload it.
Content creator on this platform.
Oh, it worked. It caught back up to itself.
When watching streams on Discord, I get muted, so I was using the
stream
random show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaden and...
Oh yeah, Jaden Animations are up there. Yeah.
I was trying to tell you this, but obviously I was muted and I didn't know if we were going to continue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I paused. Like I mentioned, Dan TDM, Jaden Animations, the odds ones out. I said there's even others that weren't put up. Let's see. Oops. Let's see here. What else was... Let's see. Other channels that this could affect. Let's see here. Probably Captain Sparkles.
That toy review channel? Vicky's Toy Review or whatever the fuck it is. I can't think of it, but yeah, that is gonna be affected. Logan and Jake Paul is probably gonna be affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
And plus,
maybe even PewDiePie.
But if you're a normal YouTube channel, I don't necessarily think you will be affected by it, but you could be.
If you're a non-monetized channel, it ain't gonna affect you.
Yeah, and it's good that we're concerned about it now, but it feels like it's acting before we know what actually is going to happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, can I bring up something that's been brought up in my household discussions, but I do not know how... It's not exactly to do with COPPA, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mom and my sister tend to watch these family vlog channels, and they're being demonetized and everything, and I feel like it's because they feel like it's targeted towards kids.
Vlog channels. Sean Duris.
eBay.
Hold on. Go ahead, computer chick. Sorry, people are starting to talk over each other.
Well, I know the eBay family, the B family, they're taking actions as well because they are known a family that streams YouTubes and they got kids. So they're putting their content as kid friendly and adjusting their VODs just to protect themselves. The B family.
Yeah, and
The same situation is probably going to happen with Sean Duras and his channel.
I do not know what channels my mom watches. All I know is she does watch them with my niece, who is a year and a half old. So, family.
But at the same time, you can't expect content creators to have to account for every single possible audience.
Exactly.
So there's going to be some way of figuring it out. And at least I believe the FTC is open to listening to YouTubers.
Okay,
and get their side of things.
Wait. Okay, so they're trying to protect against children now.
Things being sold to children.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, but okay, so just because, if somebody does a wrestling podcast, since you guys mentioned it in messages.
Yeah, there's a thing that we're possibly doing, but yeah.
But okay, so I mean, as long as you're not trying to sell anything, I mean,
and cycling back around to podcasts, there's something coming up later on in the show that we'll get to that kind of affects advertisers on podcasts.
Well,
there's a little tease for you, kids.
But anyways, going back to you, Kirk.
But okay, so they're trying to make it so that these companies cannot get and record data from anyone under the age of 13. Now, and Facebook had gotten in trouble for telling kids to steal credit card numbers from their parents to buy things or whatever and whatnot. I mean, now I can understand, a lot of the problem, and I hate to say it, is people.
Yeah.
Because the government has gotten so intertwined in our lives that, punishing your child for doing something wrong is looked at as almost like basic
child abuse.
Child abuse and I mean, I got my ass whooped when I was a kid. Did I do anything stupid like that again? No. But these fucking snotty ass brats, the parents can't do nothing to them because, okay, so I put my kid in their room with their bed. Oh, I took away their TV and their phone and their game system, and all they have is a bed and a desk with a chair, and that's considered abuse. I mean, it's a double fucking standard with the government. They take away your right to punish your kid, but when your kid acts up and goes off the fucking rails, you can't discipline them in any fucking way. And but yet people are going to get in trouble because I hate to say it, this is a lot mostly on the parents, because parents let their kids on the internet and don't set up safety precautions to keep their kids. Now, things in YouTube, anything that should be monetized where they have something that's even going to be selling, I'm sorry, 13-year-old kids don't need to be watching these what is it, Jerk Pog or whatever he is, something or other. I mean, Jerky Nuts. Yeah, Jerky Nuts. I don't care. What reasonable 11-year-old should be watching that? No. I mean, there should be, they put things out there's, age restrictions. But when I was a fucking kid, I mean, okay, yeah, occasionally we'd, be able to watch something R-rated, something with just a lot of swearing in it. But, I mean, if nobody was trying to sell us anything, back there, but, parents need to take responsibility and monitor their children when what they're watching. That's a big part of it.
Exactly.
I mean,
well, okay. Well, no, here's an interesting tidbit. I can't remember who did it. It was somebody famous. He was letting his kid play games on his phone, and his kid accidentally was buying stuff because the phone had the ability to make purchases. And for a free game on a phone, they ended up charging something like $3,000.
I've heard about
stuff on
that.
an app. And, okay, all right, for one, I mean, fuck, okay, when I was a kid, most of the time you didn't even use it. You didn't really use the phone. I mean, you'd answer it most of the time, but you weren't out there like, dialing people up all the time, like, but a lot of this is, and it's a parent's responsibility to monitor what their kid's doing on there, but yet they'll go buy them a tablet, say, here you go, but don't set up anything to keep them from accessing information they shouldn't see.
Yes, and somebody in the chat made a good point. In Germany, I remember actual boobs on an ad on TV for shampoo, and I'm not scarred for life. Yet here we are going nuts over ads on YouTube.
Well, they're talking about ads, buying, this and that, but anything, that everybody considered vulgar because everybody's into this PC fucking thing. If you think about it, okay, you're going to tell me you're mad because your kid watched something on fucking YouTube. Your 13-year-old or your 12-year-old watched something on YouTube, but here you are letting them sit in front of the TV, watch Deadpool.
Yeah,
I mean, he's dropping in F-bombs all the fucking time through the movie.
Yeah.
If you took the let's actually.
I mean, I can understand. You're
Kurt, Lexi was speaking.
But I wanted to finish up my.
Okay.
I wasn't quite finished with my point. No,
Okay, finish up your point.
I'm just saying that. You're mad because it's something your kids saw on YouTube. But if your kid's running around with your replica sword they took off the wall and is going to beat up kids yelling fuck you chimichanga. I mean, okay. So
yeah. I'm sorry. I just didn't want people to be talked over. That's all.
You mentioned Deadpool just a moment ago, and I will go to my original point I've been holding in, and this goes out not as an attack at you, computer chick. That's not how I am, but I will get to that because of what you did say in chat, and I will address that. You mentioned Deadpool. If a parent were to look up who is Deadpool, few of his comics, even look at his Wikipedia, they know not to show their kid Deadpool. Yeah, he looks cool. He's a comic book character, but not all comic characters are meant for kids or the family.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, going back to what Computer Chick said, some parents like me monitor. I get that. What I've been trying to hold in is you will have these ads. Monitor, if you are to give them a tablet like that, don't let them watch YouTube on their own. I mean, we have Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu. Heck, there's even Pluto TV, which is free.
Yeah.
And you have multiple different options to be able to let your kid watch what they would like to truly monitor them without them getting hurt.
Well, okay.
But it's also on the parents to monitor their kids.
Well, the parents need to monitor their kids. And I didn't mean to jump in, but if you think about it, like, okay, I am a PlayStation person. I love my PlayStation 4. I love playing it. I love playing my games. But, but parents will jump in and let their kids play these games that they shouldn't be playing, and they don't set parental controls where it says they can't play a certain game. And it's embedded in the disc, so if they try and play it or into a downloaded game so they can't play it, that it won't load up. But yet here I'm running into some 10-year-old running around, Grand Theft Auto 5 online going, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. I'm going to put a cap in your ass.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit that my mom did monitor me, and I did play Grand Theft Auto at like the age of 11. But I also do want to say, there are some devices that do have that parental control situations, such as what Computer Chick said in the chat with the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
There's also
PlayStation
my
has
phone.
one.
I know my phone, which is an HTC Desire 526, has a kids mode. I don't have a reason to have it, but
I'm gonna say I know. Hold on, I'm gonna step in real quick. I know a lot of phones have parental controls. A lot of them do.
Exactly, Zombie.
Continue.
YouTube has a kids app as well.
There
The
is
only
YouTube
problem
Kids.
is,
Indeed, yeah.
if I can be honest, I feel like that app is more targeted towards the audience of 4 to 6. Is where like 11 to 12. Well, 10 to 12.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Not that I know
that
you left.
we were just discussing.
I mentioned it in, but
I just mentioned how I feel like while YouTube does have a kids app, I feel like it's more targeted towards like toddlers instead of kids who are like
No,
10 to 12.
but see, that's also companies finding loopholes to, oh yeah, we're gonna do this stuff for kids, but we're gonna let these other kids sneak in here and and do this and that and blah blah blah. It's a whole lot of fucking. The internet is kind of just gone to a place where, okay. I mean, now if you think about it, just here, let me kind of backtrack here. Okay, I remember before the internet was the internet. Okay, we had online bulletin board systems that we could log into. Major program used to be called MBBS. It was called the major major bulletin board system, and it was a multi-user platform where you dial in kind of like you used to dial into AOL. And I mean, yeah, it was all adult stuff, and adults, you never saw kids in there. But if somebody did let their kid, like say somebody a parent let their kid, type some stuff to some people in the room were aware, and it would keep it clean. Okay, now then here comes the internet, and the government's like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. You can't punish your kids now because that's abuse and that's going to make them a bad person. Bullshit. The government needs to stop fucking with parents' rights on what to do. I mean, yeah, if you haul off and, you're beating the crap out of your kid, that's one thing. But if I'm telling my kid to go stand in a fucking corner for an hour because, they went out and beat up the neighbor kids and stole their bike, that's my fucking right. Because I'll tell you what, if my kid has to stand in that fucking corner, no toys, no nothing. If you need to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom, go back to that motherfucking corner. Monitor what your children do, even at the age of 17, everything I did was still somehow monitored. We would, if I was going to be late coming home, if I was it was a Friday and my mom would get home from work at 11 o'clock, right when curfew was where I lived. And I would literally, if I was at my friend's house and she knew I had a thing for staying over there, we'd hang out and do stuff all night and whatever and whatnot. We had a fort in his garage up in the attic area of the garage. And if I was going to be late, I called my mom and I told her, hey, I'm not going to be home. I'm at Dennis's house, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay. And she knew I was not stupid enough to go do something. I mean, yeah, I wasn't stupid enough to well, okay, I was out drinking, but a lot of times, we did a lot of shit, but if we got caught, we got our ass whooped. I mean, I know what it feels like to hit with a fucking plastic spoon, a wooden spoon, a fucking belt. Okay. And when I was a kid, hey, that shit fucking hurts. I mean, if I got hit once or twice, and all of a sudden it was like, yeah, don't do anything stupid or I'll pull out that belt. It was an instant reminder, like, fuck, I'm not doing that shit again. But these parents aren't regulating a lot of what their kids do. They buy them a laptop. They get they give them a fucking tablet. I seen fucking an 8-year-old, 7-year-olds with iPads and shit. For one, if you're buying iPads for your fucking kids, you're stupid. I'm sorry. Go buy an Android. It's cheaper. And Androids had the technology for 3 or 4 years before fucking Apple.
Not to mention that they actually allow you to play old school video games without needing to jailbreak it and ruin the phone in general.
Right. But I'm just saying, these governors or senators or whatever, they're like, oh, we're going to protect, don't, okay, like, now, if you're going to bust people, make sure you put rules in place that keep, this stuff away so kids can't, like, some 13-year-old kid. I mean, hell, nowadays, it used to be just to even sign up for fucking Facebook, you had to be 13, at least 13.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to step in there. Honestly, we shouldn't be punishing the creators. If anything, we should be punishing the parents that are letting it happen.
Yeah.
We need that.
Exactly.
The parents are letting the kids get away with all this shit.
Oh, well, another little thing is, if you think about it, now, okay, these content creators, I know, and we discussed this, like, over, like, on Twitch with, they'll put ads in, or you can have and put up an ad, like, if you have to go take a leak, and you click, okay, I'm taking a leak, whatever the button is, because fuck if I know. But, and it'll play something, it's like, and everything is no matter what, half the shit you see on TV nowadays is, yeah, oh, yeah, well, here, like, I'll change random fucking Cartoon Network show. Well, here, we'll go with Teen Titans Go. Okay, you're watching Teen Titans Go, and you're sitting there and, oh, yeah, look at Robin, Starfire, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, I love the show, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, here's a commercial for a brand new motherfucking Nerf gun that, like, launches Nerf darts, 150 feet. And, okay, that's targeted at kids to get their parents to buy them shit. Now, how is it, like, if they, I mean, if, selling shit, like, or whatever, or doing whatever, everything's going to be targeted, because, hell, I remember when I was a kid, as soon as when I was watching my favorite cartoons, something would come up. I mean, I'm a big Transformers fan, Generation 1, baby, woo! But every time I'd see a commercial for a new Transformer, I was like, damn, I want that. You know what? And I would do things to get up the money myself. I mean, I get money for my birthday, for Easter, for Christmas, and save up my money and buy stuff that I wanted. Or I would do during the summer, I'd have, like, summer jobs, cutting grass, during the winter, shoveling driveways. I mean, just to get the money up so I could do it. But these kids are like, the parents link these accounts to their own accounts, which are linked to credit cards, when their kid goes and presses a button and automatically purchases shit from them. And they're wondering why. Okay, why is my credit card, $500? I don't know.
Yeah. It's insane.
I guess something I understand why they do it on TV, but I mean, shouldn't COPPA be on cable's rear ends because of that same sort of example? You know what I mean? Like, targeting their commercials towards kids, just like what they're doing with YouTube. I reading too much into that.
Yeah.
I would say it definitely seems that way. Because when you think about it, the ads on children's cable are probably targeted towards children, and yet the whole point of COPPA is to stop them from getting their data used for targeted ads.
Exactly that, and I'll admit, I watch modern day animation on Cartoon Network, on Disney Channel, etc. Because, for frick's sake, Steven Universe is an amazing show, and
Yeah,
yes,
it
I
is.
am excited for Steven Universe future.
I would say I'm the same way with older animated shows, which are very much for kids. Tom and Jerry, I'm all for that stuff. Animaniacs, once again, I'm all for it. I'm a huge fan of the older stuff, but that's just me. It's still targeted towards
Face up
kids.
real quick. So my son is a Friday night staying up late. I'm letting him play Xbox. He can't even enter the Xbox without a passcode, and only I know the passcode.
Excuse me 1 second.
But anyways, yeah, like, I know there are still commercials being targeted towards children, such as, like, My Little Pony toys.
Thanks for helping me with that
etc.
test, Zombie.
Okay, well, see, they're targeting. They're these ads are targeting children, but during YouTube, Twitch, what Mixer, okay, any one of them, they come up with something, video games. It's targeting kids, trying to get people to buy their shit. But how is it any different from watching normal broadcast television when you're watching Days of Our Fucking Lives and they're like, oh, do you remember a time when this was happening? Well, Petra's Farm does. They're trying to sell you some motherfucking cookies. Everything is targeted for people to buy shit. It's no fucking different.
That's the point.
But kids having access to shit like that on the internet with a tablet that doesn't have the proper protocols in place set up by the parents, and kids can see this and like, oh, well, since this counts under mine and it says, purchase, bam, I purchase it because my account is linked to my parents' account, which is linked to their credit card. They're going to get you. Excuse me.
They're going to get you one way or another.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can understand how they want to protect children this, they want to protect children that. But the biggest problem with protecting children is they need to leave the fucking parents alone. Let them, hey, if I give my kid, a couple of slaps on the ass where I'm not leaving bruises. If I spank my kid on the ass, give him a quick slap on the ass for, okay, so you know what, you broke your neighbor's, you broke the neighbor's bike. You're gonna pay for it, and whack. No, you're gonna think next time before you do that shit, aren't you? If I were to hit your ass, you should be slapping your kid in the face, but oh yeah, I get that. That's cool, and that is a good thing, But a lot of these parents don't do that. I play a game on PlayStation called Apex Legends. I'm sure everybody, it's a good game. The funny thing is the last time I played it, the two people that I played with, okay, I'm a 48-year-old man.
Okay,
so
boomer.
The last two people, huh?
I had to make the joke of, okay, boomer.
Yeah, okay, whatever. No, actually, you know what? Call me Booger, and that's Mr. Booger to you motherfuckers. Anyway, so, that works too. But, yeah, no, people call me Boomer. I say, no, it's Booger. Get it right. So, anyway, but the kids that I play with, he's a 14-year-old from Latvia who speaks really good English. And, the funny thing, where you learned English from? YouTube. Anyway,
yeah.
And the other kid is a 10-year-old from Ireland. Now, and I use this word not as a slur to anybody. It's not that word, not the N-word. But, you ever notice that, like, because, parents are like, oh, this and that, but these kids are playing games online and talking to, you get, some 10-year-old kid playing, with me, I'm 48 years old, but this kid, his language is fucking crucial. It's funny because I'll sit there. Oh, well, no. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Having a mic isn't bad. It's just like certain games, there's people they can't rate online interactions because that's, they can't rate that because you never know what's going to happen. But this kid will sit there. I was sitting there and I went and I quickly snuck in and I grabbed his gun that he wanted, and I told him I'd drop it. He says, "No, go ahead and keep it, you cheeky cunt." And but the funny thing is, any other country but here, it's not considered a slur.
Yeah.
I mean, in other countries they use it kind of as a rib towards. It's kind of like, yeah, you dick. Us, like talking smack to each other. Be like, huh, you fucking dick. No, they call you a cheeky cunt, and it's a good thing. But here you say that word, and it's like, about a woman, it's automatically directed. I don't know. Everything's just spiraling out of control. And pretty soon, I hate to say it, okay, they let their kids listen to this music, and a lot of it is this new age rap and other stuff, and all the swear words in there, and oh yeah, I'm gonna bone all these bitches, I'm gonna give them gonorrhea for Herbalides and shit, and and give them the gonorrhea and the syphilis and whatever and whatnot. But these parents let their kids listen to this music, and they wonder where they pick up a lot of this stuff from. But and I hate to say it, you know what we're looking at? If you want to know what we're looking at, the movie that I'm gonna mention is Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Where everything is what they call wall-to-wall mini tunes, which are everybody's gonna be singing jingles for commercials. The only restaurant's gonna be fucking Taco Bell, and it's gonna be a classy joint. And every time you swear, there's gonna be a machine that gives you they're going to take money away from you every time you swear out in public.
Yeah, that 1984 is the movie.
Well, I'm just thinking Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. People are going to be frozen in blocks of some gelatinous goo so they can be locked up in basically cryogenically frozen for 150 years for their prison sentence, and they're going to let them out. We're fucked. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so.
This is mostly the COPPA thing is about protecting children's information. But if parents don't regulate what information is being released, parents I think should be held at fault. But it should be the parents that are being. If you're allowing your kid to fill out a fucking Facebook profile and they're 7, and you're letting them post pictures of their family, that's like key. That's like key information to say some pedophile, hey, I see a name on that school. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to go abduct that fucking kid and I'm going to rape that little boy or little girl and then kill them. And, people have to be really careful. Adults even have to be careful of that shit. So.
Yeah.
Zombie
actually has some.
I say yes. I was about to say Zombie has a valid point.
Oh.
We could always do what South Korea does and require every single person to have their own online ID number that verifies age.
Again, that would go against the Constitution for free speech. So
you want to know what we do? You want to know what we do? Even if that's the case, we just had the EU do it. Because either Europe, if Europe does it, a lot of European websites are also used over here in America, and same thing for vice versa.
Now, how is that against free speech? You have an ID number, an online ID number. Okay, that actually is not a bad idea if you think about it. Even like if kids can if it's an online and it would be set up so it only allows so much information to be released. Hell, first name. You don't need these
first name, last name,
fucking age.
Yeah.
But how going against
they tried to make it illegal to sell games rated for X to someone not above the age bracket. Which
okay.
Should be.
Any game that's rated M17, anyone under that age, any parent who buys a game that's rated above their children's age and gives it to their child unrestricted is a fucking idiot.
Yes. And by the way, guys, we're going to get in. There's a lot more coming up on this COPPA thing. I think we'll do more episodes on this as it comes up. And it's a great conversation. I'm glad we're having it. We've got some more things to talk about.
Okay, well, no, they
finish up.
broke the rights of game developers and publishers' free speech. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay. So that means any movie that's rated R shouldn't be rated R because the people who wrote and directed and set up the movie should have free speech because, they drop like 150 F-bombs in there. And, oh, no, there shouldn't be a rating on it. See, it's a double-edged sword no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Like, if it has that many F-bombs, it will be more of an adult-only movie.
But freedom of speech, everybody should be able to hear it. It shouldn't be rated R. It should be rated PG. Okay.
The 80s?
Yeah.
Okay. Now listen. Okay. Anybody who knows, like I said earlier, I'm a Transformers fan. First Transformers movie to come out, Transformers a movie, 1986, okay? Now, if this is from an animated series that was on TV, they made the movie because of one word. It was rated PG, parental guidance. And it was one line in the movie from the character Spike, as he's just now in the movie. He went from the TV show being a teenager to in the movie going like 10 years, 20 years later where he's an adult and has a son of his own. And the one line that made it PG was, "Oh shit, what are we going to do now?"
Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
Damn.
Because of the word shit, it would change the rating. Now these movies, PG movie you can get away with one F-bomb.
I thought that was only PG-13.
Whatever, PG-13. Yeah, PG-13. Anyway, you can get away with one F-bomb in a movie. Now, if you ever there's a movie called The Ringer. Anybody ever seen it? Johnny Knoxville pretends to be, the term is mentally challenged. I mean, that's the PC.
Yeah.
He pretends to be retarded, so him and his uncle can rig the Special Olympics so his uncle can bet against it and win a bunch of money. Okay? Now, the movie, let me look real quick. Let's see.
Yeah. And after this, I think we should move on to our next topic here.
I agree.
But, okay, oops. Let me, oops.
While you're getting your stuff, I'll read what Zombie said.
No. But, there it is. Okay. Now, The Ringer was rated. I don't even remember. What was it rated? But I mean, it got a hard rating, and the funny thing about it was the only reason they had one F-bomb in the movie, and I think it was a PG-13 or something. And the only reason was because of the one character, a guy goes, pretending that, he's like, these kids, all these other, Johnny Knoxville's character takes all these kids, these disabled kids who know he's not disabled, but are trying to help him win because they hate this other guy because he's always winning. So they go out and they do something, and this other guy comes across and says, "Hey, let's let's not say it happened." And he said, "Well, yeah." So I took them all out for ice cream, and the one kid, his line was, "When the fuck did we get ice cream?"
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, I laughed my ass off. You're not supposed to laugh at the special kids, as they would always say. But that line was so fucking funny. Everybody in the theater started laughing, and I screamed out. I said, "Okay, we're all going to hell." And everybody laughed. Okay,
Nice.
so, but okay, if they can rate a movie that way because somebody said the F word or whatever whatnot. I mean, but. You're telling me because video game creators and their creative license and freedom of speech, because if it's an M-rated game, You know, but it's against their freedom of speech, so kids should be able to play it. Yeah, it's because people are fucking greedy and want to make money. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It's okay, and we're going to dissect this more and more as the weeks go on. But right now, for lack of a better thing to call it, and this happened yesterday on Twitter, it's time for your Friday-tism. We have a video that High is going to call up. It's from the guy Boblax, who, if you don't know who in the hell Boblax is, you need to follow this dude. He's a streamer on Twitch. He has a YouTube channel. He co-hosts a show, Augie RFC. Augie RFC After Hours.
Holy
great
shit.
Guy. That's a great show if you want to check it out. Right? Basically...
Alright, what do you want me to show from this? Because it's just 17 minutes.
Yeah, if you can you screen capture my Discord stream of it so I can pause it and we can talk about stuff?
I mean, it's going to be absolutely terrible quality, but sure.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know where we're gonna stop and start it, or what if you could do it the normal way and we can just stop and start it and we don't have to watch the entire thing. But it gets pretty bad.
I mean, there's physically no way we could watch all of it anyways.
Yeah.
So now I'm waiting for it to buffer in. Alright.
I'm sorry.
I mean...
Okay.
I think it'll come across as semi-decent, so...
Okay, so basically I started it at 33 seconds. Here we go. But before we get into this, Boogie has threatened to self-harm himself a bunch, and Keemstar gets him to do it again in this. And it's stupid, and Keemstar is at fault. You'll see.
In the description below. Either way, he says, I hate answering my critics, but I guess I will. Back in 2009 to 2012, I wasn't...
Tell me when you want to pause.
...parents molesting me and my brother and sisters, so I lied about it. I eventually decided to talk about it. Violently,
he goes through all this.
Please.
I'm not going to go through all these tweets.
Having to talk about this.
Yeah.
Whether I refer to it as Reese, best part is, you were saying you loved Keemstar Content Cop, but you cry when you thought one was going to be made on you. This was the same time you came to me for help because El Presidor was bullying you. Snake. These DMs start with bullying in May of 2016. Holy shit, I love the Content Cop series, and I especially love this episode. Then in November, I want his dick. Max replies, I spent hours on the phone trying to help this man for years, and he's been snaking me this whole time. I'm pissed. Boogie responds to this by saying, dude, regardless of my friendship with you back in 2016, I really was enjoying for Content Cop series. I have since backed off on liking it, and we have become friends. I genuinely don't know what you're on about. He then follows it up by saying, at the time I was under the impression that these types of and play some video games.
I'm sorry for jumping around, it's just
we don't have time and fair use.
Yeah.
Something saying, Dear Boogie, stop calling me, stop texting me. I don't deal with snakes on private calls. I deal with them publicly so everyone can see. Mask off, weirdo.
Boy!
Fucking Keem! He dealt with Tommy C privately, because I saw Tommy C's episode on this. He dealt with Tommy C privately. He didn't go public with him. What? Wow, Keem.
Boogie then responds, okay, mask off. I am genuinely sorry I upset you, but I'm confused as to why you are upset. I liked Content Cop on you, but I still like you. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I have never and will never say anything behind your back I haven't already said to your face.
Ooh.
After this...
Oof. I think Boogie's winning this one so far.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
But we got some other stuff we need to cover quickly, so...
Yeah, but...
I think it's probably time we go ahead and just cut this off.
Okay, no, there's a video... Yeah, well, Keem did a Twitter video that I guess has since been taken down. I don't know if we want to... Yeah, we'll go into more things, but yeah, Keem's... Basically, watch Bo Black's video on it if you can. It's well worth the watch. YouTube channels getting deleted for podcast sponsors.
I have returned from watching your little Discord stream as
All right, I'm gonna end it.
as it mutes me and won't let me talk until I disconnect.
So, what are your thoughts on what we just saw?
Interesting. I don't understand it at all, but it's interesting.
Yeah. So So this thing about YouTube and advertising, deleting channels. From what I can tell from tweets from Josh Pescator, who, by the way, is another great follow that you should be following.
Yeah.
Apparently, YouTube channel Godfrey's podcast YouTube channel has been terminated without any warning due to an advertisement for something called Blue Chew. Think of it like Viagra. They sponsor a ton of podcasts. And that ad apparently gets your YouTube channel terminated.
I can kind of understand why.
But they should give creators warning before they do this. You just shouldn't Thanos snap them immediately.
Indeed.
I can see both sides.
And in this tweet here, YouTube just deleted Sam Tripoli's channel because, according to them, he was selling prescription drugs without prescriptions. It's a sponsor of the podcast. And as according to this, that might still be a thing. Let me check and see if he has any more. I don't see anything more, but it might be Sam Tripoli's channel might be coming back.
Wait,
I have a feeling.
He was selling prescription drugs without being able to give prescriptions, even though it was a commercial that it was a company that sponsored him who sold drugs. Okay.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So all your favorite podcasts, like all the Conrad Thompson podcasts that have Blue Chew, that might have to be edited out of their videos by the looks of it.
This podcast brought to you by Blue Chew. Anyways, we're not going to get our channel deleted by mentioning this next.
No.
Why don't they at least put something good in there, like, this podcast sponsored by Magnum Condoms. Hey, kids, make sure you wrap that shit. Don't want to get nobody pregnant.
Also, this is a new feature that is out right now. Apparently, after December 5th, it'll be out. I'm sorry. They're going to hide your public liked videos playlists. Because every time you like a video, it puts it into your liked videos playlists, right?
I mean, I don't know what the big deal is.
They're going to make that private. Well, they never said anything about it. And they probably did it because the whistleblower that caused basically the impeachment things to be going on. Apparently, his lawyer got his life history exposed.
Oof.
And they didn't say a word about doing this, and they just did it.
Okay, so next, because...
Yay, YouTube!
Alright, next, because we don't want to get our channel deleted, General Neutral Google Stadia controller, I believe that was Lexi.
Yes.
No, that was actually Magma.
Oh, that was Magma.
So, yeah, I'm Googling that right now so I can see.
Of what I've heard,
is
Google Stadia has released a new controller, and they have stated that it is targeted towards gender-neutral people.
No, it's supposed to not look masculine.
Oh, interesting. So
Which is who cares? It's
Who
a gaming controller.
Who considers black the typical color for most controllers, or white? Because usually they're either black or white. Who considers those female colors?
Yeah.
I just consider them to be... This is just your standard color.
I would.
Alright, Lexi, your just went.
As
Your voice
a
went.
child-
Wait! Like, it did not come through clear at all.
Yeah.
Let me say that. When I was a child, I used to think that black was for men and white was for women.
It's just a color. It doesn't matter what color the controller is. It's a game controller.
Right. I'm saying as a child, that's what I thought. It does. I realize that they're just neutral colors in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
really
okay,
your two...
I'm a masculine guy. I mean, what is it? Bad that I like pink?
And
Oh, I like pink. Pink is cool.
Exactly, like, purple is considered a feminine color. I love the Twitch purple. It's a really nice shade.
yeah.
It
Yeah. Also, by the way, guys, something very interesting is coming up tomorrow in the gaming world. Something called Eve Aether Wars is going to be doing another test. And they're trying to break the world record for most people in an online battle
Huh.
for 10,000 people.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm going to try to be one of those. The attempt is going to be Saturday at noon Pacific time, I believe. And I will be trying to stream it and see what happens. I think it'll be very
R.I.P.
interesting.
Nick's internet.
I'm going to be horrible at this game, but
I would like to just say right now, R.I.P. Nick's internet. Okay.
I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it on low graphics as I can.
So I finally got it understood. Apparently, it doesn't have to do with the black or the white.
What's it have to do with?
The actual picture, if you notice the color underneath the joystick.
Mm-hmm.
So on my Xbox
like
controller is
gray.
black.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Apparently, at least based off of this, they're going for a light green controller, similar to Wasabi.
Yeah.
Oh, so a color I'd actually be extremely interested in. Not that I'm gonna get it. I prefer high quality Xbox controllers.
Everything I've heard about Google Stadia is absolute shit.
Garbage.
Read the Pink News article. So Stadia developers considered hundreds of colors, polled gamers, and eventually decided on 3 extraordinary options for controllers, likely never seen by human eyes before: white, black, and a light green wasabi color. They're particularly proud of the wasabi controller because of its universal appeal.
Never seen before by human eyes. I'm staring at a black controller right now.
My PS4 controller, which I am using right now, is camouflage.
Can't see it. Anyway, I'll continue.
I am staring at a black controller right now. I have been staring at black controllers for quite a bit.
May I continue?
Yes, you may continue.
Google Director of Design Isabel Olsen. It's got 2 S's, so I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just saying Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably Olsen. Don't worry about it.
Ignoring the existence of non-binary and genderqueer people, said both men and women gravitated towards this color. It ended up being super gender neutral, but still very expensive. It's really hard to find colors like that. Our historical competitors in the console market have been a bit more masculine and a bit more mechanical in their approach.
Alright, can I just say this? Mechanical switches are known to be the pinnacle of gaming. Like, everyone wants high-quality mechanical keyboards. And, of course, RGB lighting, because who doesn't like RGB? Like, everyone wants mechanical shit.
Elsewhere, Google officials patted themselves on the back for being so kind as to make the controller for small and large hands, so it's usable for a large segment of gamers that aren't always appreciated, industrial designer Jason Pye said.
Oh, so they're medium-sized controllers.
So basically a generic controller.
Yeah, that. I mean, more power to them, but I don't know. I just have a feeling Stadia is going to go the way of the ULA.
You know, actually, I think it will survive just because it's cloud based and it'll be easier for people to play more games on the fly. I mean, you don't have to suck up as much memory. I mean, playing, I mean, look at when you play certain games from the PC.
This one is,
but no, when you play your games on your PC and like 2 months later, your PC's too slow because they've upgraded shit. If they upgraded server side, you don't have to worry about that. So I think Stadia will actually have a decent sized market and will be actually pretty profitable.
I'm just going to read this last bit real quick because I feel like this is very important. The bizarre marketing campaign hinges on the idea that light green is a gender-neutral color.
Says who?
That's what the article says. To say that the marketing campaign is unusual would be an understatement. It seems they hinge on the idea that all other games consoles are somehow not made for women. It's also frankly bizarre that they tried to come up with a color that was gender neutral, here seemingly meaning that it appeals to cisgender men and women equally, and got as far as light green. Groundbreaking, as Miranda Priestley would say.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily needed personally, but I'm not trying to come off as disrespectful or anything here, Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could appreciate the attempt. I just feel it's, even as someone who is trans, that is just strange to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
Like seriously. But anyway, so we got one last thing to cover real quick. That is Steam Remote Play. So I personally have tried this out. I don't think anyone else has. You can tell it's new. Like, it's definitely not perfect. Like, me and Chenance did a co-stream using Steam Remote Play. We were both playing Cat Quest 2. We thought that we both need the game. Turns out we don't. Turns out only one person needs the game. Which is actually quite interesting, and we were actually surprised because it literally opened up in a new client for us. A new, executive, a new .exe.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different capture. The capture does not work well at all. Game capture does not work well, display capture, and window capture does not work well. It works the best if you have a window capture. So that's one thing. Another complaint, when it's still, the resolution was incredible. Like, you were getting the exact same. You are literally using the exact same settings as the person who is actually hosting the game. But when you're moving around, your resolution goes to crap. It's new. It'll probably improve. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it's already late, and yeah.
Yeah. It's been a great episode, and we've obviously got a lot more to talk about down the road too. So
Ding 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 ding.
yeah, we'll see you next week.
Before we
Indeed.
go, I do have one final question for Hi. If you look at our random show talk,
Looking.
does it come out similar to like how when PlayStation does their stuff, it connects directly to their PlayStation console?
It connects straight to the game they're playing. Over Steam.
Oh.
So, Sheenans and I, like, we swapped versions, like, we're both on both sides of this situation. Like, I could have adjusted his settings, technically. Like, I technically had full control to TACQuest 2 on his machine when I was the remote player. And then when he was a remote player, he could do the exact same thing.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
So
that's the way PlayStation Remote Play does. PS4 Remote Play. I mean, if you give someone access to the game, they can run your game or they can watch. It just depends on who sets the settings that way.
Yeah, exactly.
You can play it together.
But anyways, guys, it's half an hour after we
Yeah.
normally end. So I'm going to go ahead and deafen myself over there so that way they can interrupt me and say thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next week for episode 24. And make sure you stick around for that raid, everybody.